Hey everybody, and welcome back to Plok. With me today is a very special guest, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello everybody, I'm Simply Simon.
Simply Simon just started up a thread for Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy, which we'll be talking about because Mega Man kind of has a similar power to Plok in that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh yes,
he kind of shoots his fist.
Of course,
all
that.
around.
I of course was thinking of special weapons and was like, which one does he?
Just the regular old fist. But anyway, before we get into this level too much, I have a correction to make on the trick I mentioned in the last video, which was the continue thing, where you collect a continue token and then game over and it spits you out in the next level. That works only if you complete the continue with the token on that level. So you can't just, you have to set it up, it has to be the K in Plok.
So it's more like a very useful speedrun tactic if you plan everything in detail.
Yes, and I think the continue tokens respawn after you die or something, so you can kind of farm them, I think. I'm not too sure about that.
It sounds a little complicated.
But we pretty much have to plan it out.
Yeah. It's all in all too bad that it does have the continue and no save option system.
Yeah.
Because I always tended to hate that just from the very start of my playing video games career, if you can call it.
Yeah, and this game is pretty long for a game that doesn't have a save feature or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I mean it's been going on for quite a while and there is a lot to see and secrets and all of that. I guess it makes sense to have these continues as secrets so that you can actually discover more and more playthroughs and get farther each time. But overall, I just think it's incredibly annoying.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but it's still a good game and I like it a lot.
Yeah, it oozes charm. It's just sad, but I'm just a little sad that it's hampered by that.
Yep. So this level is called Venge Thicket, and it's pretty long. This is the point in the game where the levels start to get pretty long. This one's not incredibly difficult. It's just long.
Yeah, so far it looks
And
like a nice enough romp.
Yes, and here we have a bonus game,
Woo.
and if you can collect all the shells, it actually warps you to the next level.
Wow, that's very
Of course I screw it up though. The timing actually gets pretty tight. It gives you plenty of time to collect them at first, but it gets shorter and shorter as the bonus game goes on.
Yeah, but
As
you
you'll see in a few
screwed it up
seconds.
deliberately just to show off the rest of the level, of course.
Well, even if I would have warped, I still would have showed off the rest of the level. But here's where it starts to get really fast, and I screw it up horribly because I jump like a moron. But that's it, and it just spits me out right there again.
Well, it's pretty fun though. It's been a while since we've seen a transformation though.
It's funny you say that, because just give it about 20 seconds and you'll see a new one.
Ah, cool. Also, I meant vehicle for the bonus segment.
And there is a vehicle bonus thing in the next level that I unfortunately missed because I forgot that it was there when I recorded this.
Ah, too bad.
Yeah, and apparently it's one of the more difficult ones in the game. But here is a new transformation that we have yet to see. It's called Rocket Man, I think.
Holy shit, this looks
I guess
awesome.
named after the... Yeah, you shoot rockets in all four directions. It's not my favorite one because, well, for one thing, when you get it here, you don't really have a lot of time to make good use of it.
Yeah, there just aren't that
And-
many enemies.
Yeah, I mean, there's that little beehive, and it's gone already.
Oh, sad. Is
Yeah.
anything different in the other gift?
The other gift was the boxer one, Plocky, that plays kind of the Rocky theme and whatever, and you shoot a boxing glove. That I think was in one of the first levels in the game, so I opted to get that one because it was a new one that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, of course. Variety.
So the ending part of this level features these little bridges that you have to step on the little face, and it creates a bridge all the way.
It looks so
it's kind of
upset
odd.
when you hit them.
Yeah, I know, and it looks so tired when it's done. I'd also like to point out that this is an excellent time to use the Hornets that I said were really useless in one of the first updates, because there's spikes everywhere, so it's just safer to just throw out a Hornet and wait for it to kill the flea as opposed to jumping after the flea.
I like how they use the shells here to indicate the blind jumps, which aren't really because of that.
Yeah, that's the game tends to do that to kind of mark where to jump. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's
Very
exactly
forgiving in that
what these
regard.
collectibles are for. And getting extra lives, of course, but still.
Yeah, who needs extra lives anyway?
The only thing that really matters is
Actually-
the Plok continue.
Pretty much. Here there's 3 paths to take. I recommend the middle one because you get shells and it leads to the end. The bottom one, you get shells, but I don't think you can actually access the ending of the level. Also, the middle one lets you take out that beehive.
And that
Which is
nets you
nice.
points, which is really the only thing that matters, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. And with that, Venge Thicket is complete.
Nice. It's too bad that he isn't grumpy anymore at the end of the level. I loved that first world.
Yeah, you were saying after the first update you love Angry Plok.
He's fantastic.
Well, you'll get to see a little Angry Plok in the 3rd level
Awesome.
of this update.
Much looking forward to it.
This
This
level
fish is angry.
is... Oh, the fish is very angry. And the fish made me angry when I was practicing these levels. This is a very difficult level. Well, at least the first half of it is.
Ooh.
It's one of those levels where there's 2 paths to take, and you have to take both just because there's fleas on both parts. And this is much harder than the left path. You have to traverse these fish that like to... If you don't shoot them immediately when they jump out of the water, they like to hover just out of jumping range,
Yeah, damn.
making them a bear to take down.
So the platforms, how do they appear with the right timing? Always, or always when you're above them?
I think it's always when you're above them, and once again, the shells mark where they're going to appear.
Because it looks a little nerve-wracking.
It is. At least this level gives you a few health pickups throughout the level, so it's forgiving in that regard. But other than that, it's pretty difficult.
So the upper path, if you fall down, you have to do all of that again?
Yes.
Oh.
And the shell markers are gone,
Ooh.
and so you kind of have to make blind jumps, except it's not incredibly difficult. And here's a moving platform section that,
Ooh.
they move at different speeds all the time, and you sometimes have to just stand still on the right part of the platform, sometimes you have to duck, and sometimes you have to jump
See,
over
this is
stuff.
why Yoshi's Island might still be a better level game than this, because the platform speed is indicated by color.
Yeah. I got really lucky, I killed that flea before it jumped all the way down.
Just wanted to say that would have sucked, right?
Yeah, that happened in practice runs.
Oh.
And he likes to jump around inside the water, like right next to the fishes, and it's really annoying to kill that guy if he
Yeah,
jumps
that sounds
down.
like an absolute pain. So the water is more or less solid for fleas?
Yeah, they kind of just stand around in there, and it doesn't hurt them or anything, but it'll sure hurt you.
By rights, they really should drown and save yourself that hassle.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
Anyway, I don't know how... I was just showing... It was like a little kind of hidden area where you get shells, but unfortunately it leads back to over here, and I don't know how I ended up hitting the spikes, because usually that buzzsaw just kind of safely drops you back over here. But oh well. And the only downside to getting all the shells up top is now you have to do the moving platform section all over again.
Yeah, but you got like an entire life just from that. I think that's worth it. Does the life
Oh, yeah,
counter go
pretty
to
much.
10 and beyond?
I'm not sure.
Maybe
Because
we'll find
you'd
out.
think this would be a perfect time to figure it out, except, spoiler alert, I actually die in the next level and
Yeah.
on the boss. So, I'm not sure exactly.
Maybe there are some Plok experts in the thread who can tell us.
Perhaps. I'd like to think it would go up to 10 and beyond, but who really knows? Old games sometimes just cut you off at 9.
Well, there are plenty of games where it does go beyond, but it doesn't show.
Right, yeah. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but if you pick up the flea flag at some point during the level, it will refill your health fully.
Oh, that's nice of them.
So it's kind of nice that the midway point of the level spits you out right there, so you can refill your health if you want.
Definitely. Return of some rolling enemies.
Yeah. The second half of the level is much easier. It's just rolling logs and no moving platforms.
So that's a log for you?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, like
they make the same
analogs.
noise as logs and all that.
Get it? Analogs? Log. Okay, that was pretty damn shitty, but it also unintentional, so I'm sorry. So what is it? Are these eggs or the rolling things?
I have no clue. Anyway, on the next trip up top, we actually get to see a brand new transformation again.
Cool.
That I believe I missed in one of the earlier levels of the game.
No, I would always miss these fruit like the one you just got. I didn't see it at all.
Yeah, and there's one on the other side too that I collected earlier. Anyway, now we get some rolling hills, kind of. And it's really annoying to take out fleas on these upward slopes.
Well, for that you might have some bees. But yeah, they're not in the...
No, I don't think there are any of those in this level. But we do get this transformation, which is pretty sweet. It's a flamethrower.
Holy shit.
It destroys these fleas. Like, there's just a whole wall of fleas up here, and they just die almost immediately.
They just know how to make some fun segments.
Yeah, this is one of the coolest transformations. I think I like the hunter with the shotgun a little better, but this one's certainly really cool.
You're a real exterminator with the goggles and all.
Yeah.
And back to the end in a circular fashion. Not bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a pretty good level. Just the first half is significantly harder than the second half. But other than that, it's an okay level. This level, though, is brutally difficult.
Okay.
Well, it's not incredibly brutally difficult, but it's very long and very punishing on if you die.
And spooky. Don't forget spooky.
Oh, it's very spooky. And like I mentioned at the start of the update, it's got an incredible track, which you might notice sounds a little bit like the dungeon theme from Link to the Past.
Yes, it does.
At first.
That's what it reminded me of. Thank you.
It sounds almost just like it. But the gimmick of this level are these rotating doors that speed up and slow down, and when they slow down is the best chance to get by them.
So I just have to outweight them. Oh, that's not too fun.
Yeah, and what makes this level kind of hard is I instantly killed that one big flower enemy, but he spits out smaller flowers that spit out petals and stuff at you.
Ooh.
And if you don't take those out, basically there's just a stream of petals coming at you. And you can die pretty easily from those.
Yeah,
especially if you're just standing around waiting for a door.
Or a flea. And it's also really cramped in here.
Here's why I love this track right here. I just love how it just like breaks down and just this drum beat comes in.
Yeah, it's great.
Kind of sounds a little bit like Pink Floyd-ish, a little bit, I would say.
Can't comment on that. I don't listen too much Pink Floyd. Too many.
Well, it's
whatever.
A little ambient with some noises going on in the background, but just really solid. I really love this track.
Yeah, but I really love in general how the soundtrack manages to switch from one completely different style to another in the same song pretty much seamlessly.
Yes. There's a little bit of angry Plok for you. And see, there's what I was talking about with the pedals hitting you while you're waiting for these doors.
Oh, that's not too nice. So notice in the last level that as the levels get more and more circular, the next flea indicator becomes more and more useless.
Yeah, it does. Because it could be anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very nice of them that they do it, but it has its limitations, I'd say.
It does.
So on the other hand, ever since that first level where the fleas first got introduced, they are very linear and you can't really miss them anymore.
Yeah, that first level was really roundabout and spread out all over the place.
Yeah,
but,
it made me fear that it would be a flea treasure hunt every time, but actually it's not.
Yeah, but it's pretty much linear for these. This guy's a pain to take out because you cannot just turn into a buzzsaw for him because he's stuck in something that you can't access with that. So you have to slowly shoot him. He takes a lot of hits. And you can't even pick up the health thing that he drops.
Shit. So do the small flowers go away or will they continue being a pain?
They'll go away eventually, but I don't think there's any way for you to actually kill them.
Oh. This one just looks sad.
He's all by himself, just hanging out around there.
And slopes again.
But yeah, so you can kind
Extra
of see why I said this level's a big pain if you die, just because it's really long. And there's lots of, even though it saves the amount of fleas that you kill, there's still a lot of traps and enemies to avoid.
Definitely. So there are no in-level checkpoints?
No, they're not.
Ooh, shit.
And like I said, dying is bad. But fortunately I didn't have to kill all the fleas that I already killed, and I just, edited back to where I died.
Saves a little
Which is a
bit
shame
of pain,
because
I
it
guess.
was pretty much right near the end of the level.
Always happens there.
Oh yeah, of course. Because right up here is pretty much the final descent of the level.
You really need to lag it on these doors because of all the petals flying at you.
Yeah. But these fleas tend to jump further and further down, making you follow them. And it seems like they have something that prevents them from jumping back up, because you'll see they'll jump at you and then they'll just turn around in midair.
It's actually interesting behavior.
I think it's probably to keep them from being able to do that, so to make the level unwinnable for you at a certain point.
Well, seems to be. It also might be that they are just. This is basically meant as kind of a mini boss arena or something.
Maybe. But anyway, Simon, let me ask you, what do you think of spiders?
I love spiders actually. They're some of my favorite animals.
Oh good, I actually like spiders too.
This one looks supremely ugly.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly. This is our next boss, the Womack spider.
Holy shit, is that ugly?
Yeah, he is. At the first part of the fight, he just kind of dips down, and it's actually, yeah, it's a pretty tight window to hit him. If you don't hit him, he'll do this thing where he spazzes out.
Oh.
And it's... Alright, I hit him there because the green stuff flew out of him, but it's actually, like I said, a really tight window. You have to jump at just the right time and get it going. After you hit him twice, the real fight starts, where he just goes up and down and shoots green things at you.
Hey, it's Live Lost Party for him too. Too bad he doesn't have a coat hanger.
So this fight is deceptively long, because it looks like he has a lot of health, but each hit actually takes off 2 points of his health bar, so it's a lot shorter than you'd think. And I would say it's difficult, but it's probably the easiest boss fight that we've seen so far.
It looks at least a little more manageable than the others, which were just many things spazzing out all around you.
Yeah, it was.
You get these bullet hell
but I mean,
patterns
like,
that-
there, like, how was I supposed to
Shit.
dodge that right there?
Okay, I take it back. This doesn't look manageable at all.
Yeah, as the fight goes on, it shoots more and more things at you, of course, and it can be a real pain to dodge, but it's manageable. There is a trick you can do that I saw in the speedrun race or whatever, where one guy would jump up, shoot his limbs, and then do the high jump, and his hands and feet would try to follow him back, and because he was in midair on the other side of the spider, it would just go to hit the spider.
Awesome.
And it actually does the fight really quickly, but it's pretty difficult to do, and you will get hit doing it.
Oh, okay. But that sounds like a very neat tactic, like the abuse of the boomerang feature.
Yeah, it is.
Probably not something they actually planned for. That was an expert dodge. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, so, like I said, this fight's not incredibly long, it's just scary.
Would the buzzsaw help any here? Maybe for the final hit or something?
Maybe.
Because it would be an awesome way to finish it.
Actually, I don't think you can hit bosses with the buzzsaw.
Oh,
actually.
too bad. I mean, what an opportunity for Angry Plok, right? But you can see
Yeah.
that the hitbox is pretty generous with that last dodge. Nothing against you, but that was...
Right, but I mean the buzzsaw would pretty much trivialize this fight, and it would trivialize the last boss fight we had against the magician guys. So I think they put that in there to where you can't. I mean, I don't think I've tried, but I would just assume that you can't.
Well, but what's the point of special weapons if they don't trivialize boss fights?
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's it for this update. We've killed the spider, and we won't be hearing any more from him. So tune in next time as we continue our quest to get all our flags back.
Much looking forward to it.
And that's about it for this update. So Simon, thank you very much for guesting with me.
Thank you very much for your attention.